Hello and welcome to my channel. I wanted to take a closer look at the Olympian. I think I've mentioned him in a couple other videos, but I don't think I've actually started out and saying, okay, this is a John Doe, and they call him the Olympian. And he was found in Lewiston, Idaho, Nez Perce County, September 22nd, 1989. And they say the date of death is less than 10 years prior. They believe it was 24 to 26 years old, 5'8". But they don't know his height. I mean, they don't know his weight, his hair color, or his eye color. And the size and shape of the bones indicate the person had performed heavy lifting during his lifetime. So, and he was white. They said they got his dentals and they have insufficient DNA for profiling, but they do have his dentals. And that's the thing, if you have a loved one that's died, how are you going to find their dentals? Can you get DNA from the dentals? No, probably not. Oh, that's so horrific. Because it's so hard to have the dentals now from people. Because you find them, you can get the dentals, but once they're dead, it's hard to, if you don't know what dentist they went to and it's been years, do you have a way of getting the dentals? I mean, anyway, he was buried in an unmarked and shallow grave at Normal Hill Cemetery. The man likely wouldn't have been found had grave diggers not discovered his bones while preparing another plot for burial on September 21st, 1989. The cemetery began digging a hole for a plot which no one was supposed to be in. They got down not very far and discovered some bones. Buried 2 feet down without a casket, the bones were conspicuous. I don't know if that word's right. It doesn't sound from the beginning. I don't know. Anyway, the man had been buried north and south direction adjacent to the graves, while the other plots were buried in the east-west diagram in the cemetery. The cemetery workers at first suspected they had discovered the bones of a person previously buried legitimately at the cemetery, but the relatively young age of the remains, buried within 10 years of the discovery in 1989, made it nearly impossible for the man to have escaped cemetery record keeping. So, and police note that the change in law in the 1960s led to the requirement of all deceased subjects to be buried in a vault or casket. So, somebody tried to hide his body by burying him in a cemetery. So then we got to figure out who he is. And Lewiston, Idaho, it's right here. So he was found. See, so you thinking, oh, it's Idaho, so he's probably from Idaho, but we have the state of Washington here, we have the state of Oregon here, and we have the state of Idaho here. And I didn't go looking through Montana and Wyoming and Canada. I just went through Washington, Oregon, and Idaho to try to find somebody that was 5'8", 24 to 26 years old, that died 1979 to 1989. And I didn't go through all the ones in the Charlie Project and other places. I just went through the Doe Network looking, and I don't know if they have everyone. And I have this one, which is James Francis Schroeder, and he went missing in Idaho in 1982. And he was 22 years old, and he was 5'8" and 148 pounds. It says he had blonde hair and blue eyes, and they do have his dentals available. So hopefully they've compared his dentals, but I don't know. And so he was last seen in Grangeville, Idaho in 1982 while hunting with friends. And to me, he fits the description, and he does look like he's a strong person, you know. He looks like he's probably done a lot of hard work for such a young age. So it could be him, right? You look at him, you look at his face, his eyes, his nose, his lips. It could be him. And then we have this other one, and he looks like it could be him as well. And his name is Daniel Joseph Hilkey. He went missing in 1985 in Gold Hill, Jackson County, Oregon. Oh, it says he was 38 years old. So, I don't think so. I don't think that could be him. Even though it looks so much like him, I don't think it could be him because he's 38 years old. So, I don't know. Even though there are suspicions of foul play because they think somebody took his money, and that would be a good place to hide him, it doesn't seem like he's the right age. And his dentals are also available. And then we have this person who is Matt Thomas Amon, and he was 5'9", 20 years old, 140. And you can see his face here and look at him, and he fits the description as well. So, and he was in Pocatello, Idaho. His dentals are not available. So I don't know if they have any way to get his dentals, but I don't know. I don't think so. But he fits the description as well, and he was a hard worker from what I understand. So I don't know if it's one of, I would think it would be one of these. And I would hope, because this one fits the age and has the dentals available, I would hope it would be him so that they would be like, oh, we found him, right? Because they have the dentals available, and that would close that case. But if it's not, then at least they could say, oh, it's not him, right? And this one fits, he looks so much like him, but he's too old to be him, but he's the right height and everything, but it does look a lot like him. And then this one, who doesn't have the dentals, but I think he was a really hard worker. I think he worked on farms and stuff if I remember right, but I'm not positive. So a lot of people worked on farms back then, though. So I just wanted to say, oh, here's this John Doe. It's Olympian. Let's see if we can't see anybody that fits the description. So anyway, that's what I came up with. If you have any other ideas who you think it might be, please let me know. And prayers for the loved ones of all these people that have lost their loved ones and their cases have not been closed. And thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.